Well, welcome back to the Junk Man's Adventures. I'm the Junk Man, and today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to kind of dig through a box of stuff that from my childhood. Just go through it, some interesting things. A little house cleaning though. If you've been following my channel and you're subscribed and everything, you've been seeing I've released a few carburetor videos and stuff. Those are pretty highly requested type videos, and hopefully you guys learn something from that. Say hello in the chat. If you want to support via super chat, the little dollar sign at the bottom there. When you do that, it helps me do these live streams some more, and it highlights your comment and give you a shout out. So looks like we've got a couple people in the chat saying hello. Hey, sorry for the quality of the camera. This is my older camera, but we'll be switching to another view, so don't worry, even though I look really washed out and everything here. Support and super chat, and that'll help me buy a new webcam, or a better second webcam, should I say. Anyway, I didn't want to belabor too much here, but as you can see, I've been pumping out some videos, and I hope you ring that notification bell so you get notified that we're going live here. So come on, join in the chat. Let's get a conversation going, and let's start digging through my box of things here. All right. I got a tub of things here. What's my favorite car? That's TDR Diecast Reviews. Oh, I think I've checked you out, or I've seen you comment on the channel or something. Seems like I'd recognize. Well, anyway, my favorite car. Well, I can tell you what my dream car is, and that'd be a Lamborghini Countach, preferably a 1985, white with gold rims. Yeah, I know, but I had the poster on my wall in my bedroom and everything when I was younger. So I'd say that's my favorite car, but that's not too attainable, I guess. You know, I do like Mopars generally, but I like a lot of other cars, I guess, too. But probably, if I had to pick one, that would be my favorite car. But anyway, I was going to dig through here and just see. And I'm just kind of going, I'm thumbing through, and it's funny. I'll show you this here. Your favorite car is the 2017 Ford GT. Okay, that's pretty cool. You must be a little younger, maybe, but yeah, that's a pretty cool car. But here's something as a little teaser on if this works out well, like you can see what I'm doing, and we can get a good conversation if people like going. What I have here, I guess I'll just show you this. I drew. I don't know how old I was, but I drew on the back of this kind of manila folder some tractors here, and then this was holding up my there's some service manuals in here, and I drew this saying what it is. I don't know. I guess to protect them. I don't know. I found them. You know, they were from my grandpa's, great-grandpa's tractors, actually. And they're the original service manuals here. First, we got the old F20, and we have that covers the H, and of course, this would cover the Super M as well. But we'll put that off to the side right at the moment. But yeah, these tractors, of course, don't run, but we have them on the farm. Well, the Super M does, but this one's been sitting outside for years and years and years. Maybe I'll do a tractor restoration sometime in the future. It'll be a long time in the future. That'd be a pretty big project to try to film and do here. But I have a ton of motorcycle manuals and vintage magazines that were actually my dad's, so they're not retro to me, but I remember reading them as a kid 30 something years ago. But anyway, or almost 30 years ago, 25, But anyway, I like to look at old manuals, just the way they're written. I mean, this is, you know, kind of like typed out. And I always like this one. Says your great grandfather had an H. Yeah, you know what? We'll get into that. But yeah, the H and M, well, and even the F20 farm-alls in general, I'd say really took a lot of market share from John Deere. I mean, John Deere was so popular too, but I feel they were better tractors in their time. But anyway, there's all these kind of technical details. Sorry, I'm reading upside down a little bit here. Oh yeah, this is so you could chart your speeds and your settings for whatever implement you're pulling. I mean, I guess what's kind of neat about these service manual, operator's manual, is they were in a way kind of a blueprint to teach you how to farm a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Of course, we have the internet today. You know, lubrication points, specs on the tractors, speeds, and all that for each gear, and then it kind of gives you recommendations for different field gears depending on what you're doing. This was pretty cool, and I'm not going to be able to fit it into view here because it's is this it? Oh no. Okay, yeah, here's the and you can't see it in that other camera, but this is a whole lubrication chart, pretty cool. As a kid, it's funny, I used to like this, even though this tractor, you know, didn't run, but I used to play on it. So I used to go and look at things and identify them and then read about them. I mean, I guess I was kind of a dork even early on. You know, going through here, table of contents, lubrication, of course, adjust carburetor, all that kind of stuff. Is it in here? Oh, look, there's a gasket. Not sure what that would have gone to, but oh, here it is. Here it is. And this was my favorite. It's a little delicate here. Again, here's kind of, I really like this. It's kind of like, I don't know if people remember back in the day, the kind of the eyewitness books around today. It's kind of an view, shows all the things, and then this. So I as a kid, I really liked looking at this because I could go out to the real thing and see, you know, oh, okay, this drives this, and you know, goes in this big this planetary drive type deal, or well, no, actually, it's got a different name than that. I can't think of it right now, but you know, the clutch and stuff. And I feel this stuff like this was how I gained some of my knowledge. Of course, my dad was a big part of that too, but this was like all supplemental and curiosity and exploratory. And being able to, for me, being able to see some of this, it's like, okay, piston goes up and down here, transfers the power here, clutch here, goes to the transmission. You could kind of figure it out a little bit. Turns this, which turns this, turns the wheel, kind of thing. Same with even something kind of as simple as the steering gear mechanism up here, like that. So yeah. Oh, we got some other people in the chat. Kevin Jones, hey, welcome back. You've been in some of my other live streams. Thank you. We're just kind of going over some nostalgia things for me, and kind of as a test bed, because I got a bunch of motorcycle magazines and things to present, and I don't know how to make a video on them very easily, and I thought maybe doing this might be an experiment to see, you know, how I could present them. But anyway, pretty neat here. Book and manual for it. Kind of teaches you how to operate the tractor, and like I said, it has some instructions on how to kind of how to farm back in the day. We'll take a quick gander at the M and the H book. TDR Diecast says, "Do you watch NASCAR?" No, I don't. I don't like circle track racing. I like road courses and stuff where you make left and right corners, but and some of the rules and the racing politics, not, about it, how they determine points and all that. No, I don't. I'm a big motocross and supercross fan, though. Watcher, used to race myself, a little professionally. But anyway, get back to this owner's manual. This is kind of neat too. Again, this doesn't have the post a lot later, but let's see. I mean, that's the H. We had a Super M. They're similar. The M was just a bit bigger horsepower and stuff. It's biggest tractor at the time it came out. And then they went to the MTA and stuff. But then, yeah, diagrams like this, the engine. This just looking at this really taught me things. And this is all pre-internet, so this is the only way I was exposed to things like this, as well as taking things apart. But I mean, to read about it, no Googling and all that. We all know that as older folks, that knew about pre-internet. And then like this, I really always liked this picture, and something like this, I could frame and have this a poster. Something like this really shows how the tractor's put together, and I don't know. I like this kind of stuff, and I even like reading it kind of now. It's interesting to see how it's written. It was definitely written to teach, whereas service manuals now, which I could actually go pull one and show you the difference. But yeah, this is, it teaches you about, or it tells you about the tractor, but then there's all these little cartoony type things, like a comic strip in these. And this, I don't think this was unique to just Farmalls. I think a lot of the brands, Alice Chalmers and stuff, had similar things. But again, it sort of, gave you a hint on farming techniques and stuff. Hey, hey, take out that slack easy. Always hitch to the tractor drawbar when pulling heavy loads. Pulling stumps, rocks, or fence posts. Don't take up the slack and chain with a jerk. And but anyway, and don't turn too fast. You'll roll over and stuff. I mean, look, this is like a comic book, basically. I mean, we could read through it and everything. Hey, stop the engine before you oil or grease it. I mean, really? I mean, but then again, this is, I want to say this is, we're in the 30s right now with these tractors. People were still, West Virginia. The boom was kind of over, but, there were still city people coming and trying to do farming. So, it seems obvious, but it may not be obvious to everybody. Of course, about the carburetor, I learned about a little bit of carburetor work just because of these, because it had these nice little diagrams showing you what each part does and how each part affects another part and tuning and stuff. So, band style brakes. Oh man. But yeah, in the chat, does anybody have? I mean, this is a little, this tractor obviously is. I do remember, there's some pictures in the field, but I do remember as a kid we still used the belt pulley for grinding corn cobs and things like that. So, while I never had to drive it and stuff like that, my dad did, and no power steering, things like that. Some stories. Anyway, it's a good history. It's something, I don't know. It's always good to know where we came from. But that's kind of unique there. Really, what I wanted to get into in this stream, and we're way in here, so I don't know who's gonna be in there. But well, this is just on top, I guess. I guess we'll just take a look at that. I kind of had some of these kind of like toy catalogs and stuff, and I thought, this is definitely later. This is 92 on there, but and just kind of seeing what. I mean, this is Ertl's toys. This might have been was still, while they were, I mean, some of these have been imported, but like their diecast and stuff, they were still making them in the U.S. here. But you know, you're talking about NASCAR. Ertl, you know, had the Racing Champions line of stuff, and they had some of this NASCAR stuff. I don't know that there's pricing in here, but you know, these are different, you know, models and toys and stuff. There's GTO there. There's your diecast stuff, the American Muscle line. I remember when this stuff was in toy shelves and things. A few as a kid, but yeah, said like these smaller ones. Some of these were like banks and things. You know, few of these might be collectible, but most of them, they made bazillions of them there. I don't know, socket poppers. Don't remember these. Don't remember any of this stuff. Here's where we're getting into my kind of thing here, and this is diecast farm toys here, and you know, 1586. You know, if you were into internationals, everybody had this. A lot of them had them with the loader. These were great feeding tractors with that hydrostatic drive. Although I always heard people had troubles with that hydrostat, but I don't know. You saw them a lot on feedlots and stuff. But I actually have this one in the box. That's the OF20. What we were on rubber, but that's the same tractor as we were looking at here. Just rubber. Oh well, I guess that's an MTA, but that's a little bit. Whoops, I gotta move it so you can see it. But basically similar to the H and the M. It's just a little more updated model there. You got the I think those are the 2020 or with the loader. I think, yeah, I had that tractor, but it's been long gone. I had that one, and then I think that's a 4440. It's not labeled, but that looks like a 4440. It's some kind of an unmarked one there. And then these kind of had the, you know, the vintage stuff. So your 70, your 630, your D on rubber, and then their gas engine. You know, something I kind of always wanted is this little one-row pull type picker, just because we used to go to threshing bees and stuff, and I used to see stuff like that in the really working, so I always wanted the toy. Never had that though, but boy, an old John Deere combine. I actually have one of these. It's a collector's edition. Of course, I don't know how much, you know, it's got a sticker on it, and I got it in the box. Don't know if it's worth a lot just because it was made to be a collectible, and usually when they do that, they never, you know, I mean, it's probably worth 50, 60 bucks, but it's not like hundreds of dollars, I'm sure. Here we go. I had that. I think I had this plow. Of course, the bottom's all busted out because I wanted to really plow in the garden. I might have had that. Well, no, I didn't have that disc. Let's see. It might be in here. Well, that's not it because that's an offset. That's not an offset. I had an offset disc. Oh, and I also had this plow. I had this John Deere plow. Maybe I had two plows, I guess. Yeah, and I have. Oh no, that's a later model combine. I had the earlier. Gosh, that's actually a 90. Yeah, that's a 9600. No, I had the Titan 2, which was an earlier series of that, so it was much older in the 80s. I don't know, I just kind of like walking through these. A machinery trailer, didn't have it, always wanted it. I had an elevator, but it was an older, like, true scale, but I had an elevator like that. And I remember, I didn't have these, but I remember these 4-packs that came. I thought that was always kind of cool because they had those. Let's see, there's an Alice Chalmers. That's a WC. We had a WD on the farm. There's an H pulling a wagon there. So, and I have that little lawnmower, or the one with the trailer, actually. Son plays with that one. Oh, you guys can't see it. There it is. That's pretty cool because the deck moves up and down. Of course, you can steer it. Okay, and there's the F20 on steel. This is their Precision series, so these are real highly detailed. I got an A there, and an A on steel, A on rubber with cultivators and stuff. But this F20 here, really liked. Now these fetch a lot of money, especially in the boxes. Now, of course, here's tanks and stuff. I had actually that one. I had these were like a dime a dozen that were always branded for different things. Now we're getting into the little smaller scale stuff. And I didn't really like the 1/32 scale because they didn't seem to make as much stuff for that in that scale. But these would have been more modern tractors at the time. Like I said, this is a later catalog than a lot of stuff. Of course, there's 1/32 scale. This stuff. I know I always saw these two always on the shelf a lot. I don't know. Seems like those were kind of, cheaper so they could be, given as gifts. Oh, and this here, it's getting a little bit too old for farm toys at this part, but I still, remote control tractor, and that, again, that's another like a 4640 or a 4440, something like that there. But remote control, it's plastic, so it's not die cast and everything, but I thought that was neat. That's something I always kind of wanted articulated. We had an 8430. That's a later 8660, I think so. Anyway, okay, now we're getting to the 1/64th and stuff. We're getting close to it here. These were ones here. These were fun. I liked looking at this kind of stuff. That pull type combine really interests me. And then, of course, we got the M and the Alice and all that. These are very popular tractors. That's why they made them. And pedal tractors and stuff. I had a narrow front John Deere, which, and these tricycles, of course, I was too big for tricycle at the time. And then, of course, Thomas, Thomas stuff. Of course, I wasn't into Thomas. It was round. And it was big, but I wasn't into the toys. Of course, then they had this stuff. I do remember, not my thing. Okay, and they kind of had the girls' stuff here, little dolls and stuff. Just a range of stuff that Ertl. Now they don't really do that. Okay, now we're getting to the construction stuff, and I wasn't really into construction so much, but I had a few things. I think I had that grader. I had that grader. I do have that cat, there it is, that Challenger, but that's just for decoration. I didn't have that back in the day. Then there's these kind of different sets, and that would have been pretty cool to have. We'll get to others. And they have model airplanes and stuff. Really wasn't my deal. Okay, now we're getting to the 1/64 scale on the farm stuff. I had this barn set up and everything. That was really cool. And I had probably each, well, I didn't have the Ford, but I had each one of those tractors. I got several of them. I got that Deutz. I got the or Deutz and John Deere. I didn't have the Ford and had that and these little tractor collections. I didn't have any of those, but I always thought the older ones. I did have that Massey with the loader. That loader tractor was pretty neat. Okay, getting in, of course, you can definitely see. You can see the vintage just by the style of the Ford pickup here. It's an F250 here, and I have this set. Mine's green and white, kind of. It's not branded John Deere, but kind of John Deere. They still kind of make these, but the pickups are more updated now. But the trailers are plastic. Mine's heavy die cast. I have that. I have that machinery trailer in both black and orange, kind of like that. And all this equipment here, I didn't have either one of these combines, but all this equipment here I have. This here, sprayer, all this except for that planter, except for that that planter there. I didn't have that, but I like the 1/64 scale stuff just because it was pretty highly detailed, small. And so I could pretend like on our real farm, Yeah, diecast reviews. Yeah, you probably do collect diecasts, and that's what we're going into. That's why I thought maybe some people would kind of like some of this stuff. I have several of these older pickups, and they're in great shape. I didn't beat my stuff up too bad, so they're rarely chipped or anything. Getting here is some of the playset stuff. I had that silo, I had that bin and all that stuff. Farmhouse, and some of these little packs that are up, accessory packs. A lot of stuff. Didn't have that. I went into horses and everything. I'll see. This is a dairy. No, but yes, this machinery shed. Loved it. Pretended it was our shop on the farm. So the roof comes off. Drive my stuff in there to work on it and everything. Same with the fuel barrels. I love those things but they were set up on the side always, and I didn't have the hog barn or nothing like that. Let's see. There we go. There's the barn set. And I have the silo and all this fence stuff and the accessories. Let's see. Oh, hey, Furworks. I guess I didn't see you pop in there. Thanks for joining in. You kind of collect Norscot equipment models. I've got a few displays of them. I'm not familiar with that brand, but that's pretty cool. I guess I didn't know that. I have this elevator set. Really like that. I can pretend. Because actually this setup was very similar to Hometown elevator and how it kind of looked and set up. I wish it kind of had a scale. It has 2 pits, but wish they had a scale house or something for it. And mine is actually branded TSC, or Tractor Supply. Not this just S&C, just generic. I don't know if that makes it worth more or not, but it's the Tractor Supply branded, I guess. Oh, there you go. There's actually, this is pretty close to what my setup looked like. So if I had a different silo, but I had all these buildings included in the garage over here that you can kind of see. So yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. That was, you know, a little later in days, but there's 1992 Ertl catalog, toy catalog and stuff. It's fun. I haven't looked through stuff like this in a long time. Wish you kind of had the prices, but wonder if I have another one in here. I don't think so. I know I have other ones, but actually, kind of what I teased was kind of the Lego stuff. So yeah, let's go back. Well, I don't know. We're not going in any particular order here. Start with something like this. Legos. I mean, if anything that influenced how I do things today and how and stuff, it's probably Legos, you know. TDR Diecast reviews. I have a Carbon Harvick signed car, John Force signed car, and another signed NASCAR. That's pretty cool. You know, John Force. I do like drag racing, and I've seen him race a couple of times, so that's pretty cool. And folks, if you want to help me get a better webcam for this wide shot here, donate down Super Chat. Every buck helps, and I can buy a different webcam. But anyway, on to this. So let me see if I can figure out what catalog this is. I'm upside down, so I gotta look. It should say somewhere in here, just so we can get a sense of time here. It might not tell me. This is definitely, definitely mid-80s, because I believe they were, before they changed to Octan, it's still Shell, and maybe even Exxon in here. But anyway, first page here, of course, different age range stuff. This is definitely mid-80s. That's definitely Legoland stuff. Had a little bit of the trains. We'll go through this. Of course, my son's right now playing with the Duplos, and he's just now building into this, which is actually quite advanced, somewhere in here, and he can follow the directions. He's only 3, or almost 3, and anyway, but he loves building things with Duplos, and I'm glad I get to share that with him. But we'll go through here. I've always looked through these catalogs, just looking at things. Nothing really stood out in here. There's a few. We'll get to Legoland here, and let me get this so you can see it here. Anyway, feel free to join the chat, ask some questions, tell me about your childhood memories. But getting to Legoland here, this pirate and castle stuff, not my deal. The space stuff, I did have maybe that exact kit for Space Blacktron. But, yeah, I only really wanted it for maybe some of those clear pieces and stuff. But here, really, this is it. And this page here, says a lot. I have, I'm looking here. I believe I have, I mean, and I have the instructions for them all. I have every set that is depicted in here. Um, the biggest one in this set here is the race set right here, and then we'll get to a picture of it. That thing was pretty cool. Built it, tore it down, built it a couple times, built it different ways. I had a lot of these base plates. You know, the thing about these pictures here for me is I always like how they had them set up showing the action, but I always kind of wondered, you know, this is before Photoshop and things, is, you know, how they took these pictures, especially like this guy's on two wheels, you know, going around the corner, and then how they bent. I always wondered how they bent these pieces, because these are hard plastic. I mean, they're a little bendy, but I always wondered how they shot this. But this always was neat. Oh, you know what? Maybe the only set in here, I take that back, is, and we'll get to it, this helicopter and tractor trailer set. I don't think I had, but I had tons of flowers. I had enough to make a bed of flowers like that. But the city or town, well, they call it city now, I guess, but the town stuff. But yeah, like this had, yeah, this set here. If you go on to a site called Brickopedia, they have the original prices and stuff, and man, I didn't know my parents spent that much money on Legos for me, but I'm glad they did, because I played the hell out of them. But I had this set, that set. I think I actually had that. You know, I got that as a little set to get those extra people. I know you might not be able to see those exactly, but the racer, extra racer. I know a friend that had that when I didn't have that. I had the little motorcycle fix-it shop. I really liked that. That was a simple kit. I had this dozer, the gas station. You know, I didn't have this service center. I really liked that. I didn't have that. I got two of these sets because I have two manuals. That little off-roader there, that 4x4, that's pretty cool. I didn't have that one. That looked cool to me, but didn't have that. I didn't have the plane. Not this fire truck here. And I always looked at this and I wondered, okay, I want the flashing lights, and then somehow when you turn the wheels here, I always wondered what these sounded like. But these lights and sounds didn't have any of that. I had the police station. I didn't have that police guy or any of that. Well, no, I did have this. No, I do remember this little motorcycle kit here. Telephone booth and two guys on motorcycles. I do remember that pretty distinctly, getting that. Then space. I mean, to some people, this is pretty cool. Her works. I always wanted those sets as a kid if I had the money I have now back then. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I could probably go on to Brickopedia and find all the sets and total it up. But again, like this set, and I'd have to look it up. But God, this probably, and this is mid-1980s dollars. I want to say it was like $80 or something, 60, maybe 60. I don't know. And this one was like 40 something. I mean, just this little pack of people was like $5.99. You know, that's kind of seems kind of expensive. I mean, Legos are even kind of pricey today, but adjusted for inflation, I think these were more expensive, honestly. But the space stuff, not really big. The only thing I thought was cool is kind of the monorail. Not because it was space and futuristic, but because I wanted to build my town around it. And this was before the Marge versus the monorail episode, so you know I didn't have those ideas, but like now I could build that Springfield's recreate Marge versus the monorail if I had that set, you know. But this is the Futron stuff, and then Blacktron. Like I said, I did have one set, and I know I had this set because I have these kind of pieces here, and I really only wanted some of the black pieces, and those clear pieces is probably why I even got that set. But I wasn't into playing space or pretending space. Same with this castle and stuff. Not really my thing. I did got one probably for a birthday or something. So I do have some of the castle pieces and some of those horses, but not really. Boats, never had any boats. I do have a train deal. But aha, Technic. Now we're getting into the real meat of everything. While I really like the town stuff and all that, this is it. This, well, they're showing a lot of different things here, but the pneumatic cylinders and stuff, wanted it, never got it. Oh, I could have done so many things with that, but I did have this battery pack and motor, and that's a 4.5 volt motor. I did have that, and actually it came in, we'll get to it, a set. Actually, I have this set. I have the instructions. We'll go through that. But these Technic things. So I had that set there, and then I know in the back here, I always, these sets I didn't really want because I didn't want to build an airplane. I just wanted the gears and stuff in there. Same with some of these sets that are Deere. And then back at the order page, I remember, obviously this one's not torn out, but I remember we ordered a few things. But I know this set here ordered. Let's get that a little closer. That accessory, Technic. This one right here. Had that big gear in there because I wanted to make a big gear reduction because that motor turned really fast, and I was like, well, I wanted to make things that, I wanted to make gearboxes that really slow and things. And then there's pulleys, there's a rack and stuff, other battery boxes. There's other people sets here and stuff, but mainly I wanted that Technic stuff. And then of course accessories, road pieces. And I know I got this set at one time with the trees and stuff. But anyway, that's one set there. Let's go. I can go to this one here. It's a different one. Does it say? This says copyright 88, so a little bit later. Of course, you get into here to Duplo baby there. Plow, and then of course Fabu Land, which that didn't last very long. I don't have any of this, don't have any memories, but got to this page here, like that. That would have been cool to have for making tracked vehicles and stuff. Again, going through in here, this one still's got the order form in it and everything. Yeah, the accessory packs. There's the tree one again. All the road signs, I had those. And then some of these coupling things, I did get those. I really like those because those help expand what you can build. Again, Legoland, I get the town stuff. I think I had that house. Didn't have that or that stable type thing. But there's kind of more boats. We got more of the castle, which I wasn't really in. The train, let's see, I believe I had that. Yes, I did have. I did get this train set in the track and made an oval. That was pretty cool. I didn't have this dock, though, or any of the accessories. I just built my own. Okay, getting more into the Technic, because this is kind of what I wanted to show. I thought that was cool. Never got that. I know that set was expensive, but I saw all these parts. The shock stuff to make those shock absorbers. The motor's up here. And then I think, I'll have to look at it here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. And I remember seeing this. I remember seeing this in the box and being able to see. But they have the motor up here with a belt drive, and then two right angle gear assembly and a drive shaft to the back, and then there's a differential in here. So this actually, so it could go around corners and stuff, and then the motor just spins when the. But I thought that was neat that they engineered that. And I wanted this kit so I could have all these parts to take this design and build my own truck or something. But again, the pneumatics, I always thought would have been really cool to have. Okay, and there you go. You can see the motor and I think, yeah, I had that. I got that kit. That's how I got the motor. Is this kit here? I do remember that. I remember that box. Here has a more blocky housing. But yeah, there's that kit again. That big gear. I could have used more of those big gears because I really wanted to make gear reductions. Because I like to try to make like amusement park rides and stuff. But then kind of the model team. I always thought that truck was cool, but mostly I just wanted the parts, cob the parts out of the sets. But you know, that's one I would. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it in there. There's the housing for to set the differential in there, and there's some little gears. Well, it shows one of them to make the spider gears and everything, and it really worked. I always thought that was pretty cool. I got some more catalogs, but let's get to like an instruction manual. Here we go. Since the Technic is really tickling my funny bone here, is there we go. Yeah, here we go. This one here shows you how to build each one of these. It talks about the motor and everything. And I went through and built each one of these just as practice and stuff. Like I said, this is the one. The crane worked pretty good actually. As you can see, the different parts, the string, and build the winch part. Yeah, that was kind of neat. Illustrations were very good. Oh yeah, and this truck, I kind of liked it because I liked how it steered with this on the top there. There's a worm gear rack that came with, so you could do that. That's kind of neat, I thought. This helicopter type thing, a whirlybird deal, I didn't really care for. Mainly wanted the motor, and see, there's universal joints and stuff. And I got a bunch of those, so yeah, I could make different drive mechanisms for different things. So yeah, there's maybe some alternate builds. Yeah, kind of shows some different things of how you can build this and that. But I pretty much kind of figured that stuff out on my own. But yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, yeah, and then here, this dragster, really liked it because really wanted this mostly and all these here. But yeah, it's kind of a cool build. It had build the yeah, there we go, building the engine. It had square pistons. I think today, more modern, they have round ones that look right. But the differential gear case, so it would work correctly. Not sure why you'd care about that on a dragster, but anyway, I like that. Used that a lot in different things, different builds. But yeah, I just went through. Of course, it had this rack and pinion, another universal joint. I got and the chain blower. Yeah, that's right. Does it show it? Yeah, it does here. Guess we skipped. Again, the chain. I always wish I had more chain to drive things. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there you can see it there. And I only had so much of the chain, but there's just some alternate builds and stuff. Yeah. There's kind of make a stationary engine kind of thing. But yeah, it's kind of the Technic stuff I really liked. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, here's the instructions. Train I had. So yeah, that was pretty neat kind of controller and everything. That was something I really go through. Here we go. Holiday. I remember those old Santa deals. I want to say they gave those out in McDonald's too. Each one of these sets actually doesn't say so here. I had this set. I like that, the bucket and everything. The roadwork crew. First Duplo stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of going fast, but these are was beyond my years. I kind of thought that picture was kind of neat. It's all made out of Legos. I always thought these were kind of stupid because it's like, who has only this much Legos? I mean, I had huge totes of them. I got like 3 of them, you know, for everything. Oh yeah, more battery leads and stuff, and another battery box. Wished I would have had that. Castle stuff, again, other than the trees and the leafy stuff to make things a little more realistic. I like pirates, you know, no, wasn't into that. And this was later. Oh yeah, this car wash thing. Wanted that, never got it, but always wanted that. Had 2 sets of those, I think. I really liked the parts that made that scissor lift. Was really kind of cool. And that little tow truck, I had that. I had the little hospital. I think I said that before. And there we go. There's the Speedway again. You can get a little better look at it. Oh, it does have the prices on here. I guess I wasn't paying attention. 58. Okay, I was a little off, but still almost $60. 58.25. Wow. Actually, let's go back to some of these other ones. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, 58.25 for that. Yeah, I had the hospital. That was $29.75. You know, these were like less than $10. I guess it's not terrible, but still, it's a lot, kind of a lot. Now to think about it. But yeah, wow. But I enjoyed it. I wouldn't trade them for anything. And then these base plates. Those were $6.25 a piece. Wow. Again, there's a mortar form in there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, these dragsters here. Did I have those? I know a friend had those. Kind of like those wings. Had their little cruiser, $2.75. That's a good price for something like that. Those little printed bricks. Oh yeah, and then this smaller motor speedway, $21. That seems pretty reasonable. That's the other thing I really liked, that it had this TV camera guy, and also that's the same on the big speedway. Had a guy on a camera there. Kind of always wanted. Oops, I can't see it. This little set here because I like the black motorcycle I didn't have, and then the parts to build this trailer was kind of neat, and then the suspension. I only have a few of those parts, but the suspension. I had this little dune buggy guy, the stop sign or the street signs, $3 for that. Again, we went over that. I really kind of like that. It just comes as a semi-truck, tractor trailer. I always like that. This little camper deal seemed neat. So it's the safari deal. It has a little monkey. That's when it's kind of later because they started getting that in there. This trash truck was kind of neat. Oh, and this restaurant. Never got it, but I always thought that restaurant, the Breezeway Cafe, $22. It says Ristorante, but it had these stickers, had these clear pieces, which were really, I thought were like neat. I could, repurpose those. Had this police station, that was really neat. The street sweeper deal, didn't have it, but thought that was really neat. Got that too. Like, I always like those sunroof pieces. This car always, can't see it. This car always bothered me, but I guess thinking about it now, it's like looks like a Prius now. This tow truck was cool. I didn't have that, but just I like those kind of big truck tires. Again, we're getting into space. Of course, these clear pieces are all kind of neat, but not enough. Not enough that I wanted it. I don't want any of this stuff. There's the space police. Okay, now we're getting the trains, boats, and stuff. Showed the instructions on the trains, but yeah, it's always kind of neat. Yeah, and then of course getting into the Technic. I didn't really care for the minifigs. I wasn't gonna play with things like that. I just wanted the motors and the gears. Like I said, there's a running theme here, I guess. Oh yeah, this power pack. Yeah, that motor, because I think that's a 9-volt. Yes, 9 volts, so more power. I always wanted the 9-volt. I only have the 4.5. And then of course this pneumatic stuff, the pneumatic cylinders, to make things work. Because I wanted to make things that you could move the arms and stuff. And then those shock absorbers were always cool. You know, like this set here, it's a backhoe and all that. It's like, well, that'd be fun to build once, but really, I just saw all those rods and beams and stuff, and I could just picture what I could build with it. And there's that car. That seemed like kind of neat. And then and then of course this model team. That one seemed pretty neat to build. I forget how many pieces, and that's $89. That one. And then this other semi truck and the Jeep. Those were something I kind of lusted after just there. But and then the good old monorail. Yeah, geez, this printing on the magazine is hilarious. Shop early for the best selection. Holidays are right around the corner. And look at this catalog featuring the largest selection of special and hard to find Lego and Duplo toys. Over 180 items to choose from. Shop early for the best selection. Don't forget your last minute gift ideas. Yep. Wow. Pre-internet there, folks. Yeah, here we go. Here's another instruction, and this is a gas station. Always really kind of cool, you know. Kind of neat it's Shell branded. It's kind of before Shell was really in our area when I was growing up, so I didn't really know that was real. I just thought that was made. Honestly, thought that was made up, or I thought it was European because I knew Lego was European, but I just like the colors, you know. But these were all stickers that you applied, and it has some alternate ways to build some stuff. But I like it came with some tools and the jack and things you could work on, opening hood on the car, the little car and stuff, and the gas pumps and things. That was always pretty neat. Always kind of like that. Got a couple of these little smaller catalogs. These are little flyers. I don't know how you got them, but these were always kind of neat. I don't know what years these were. This little boat and car. I never had that, but that was always cool. This scene is pretty cool here. That dual boom wrecker that's in the background there, that always looked neat. Like I said, I had the thing sitting next to it, but I wanted that. Some of this was like new Coast Guard stuff. But yeah, really, and of course they have some of the other sets, stuff that I wasn't really too keen on. But yeah, this these are pretty neat. This doesn't have a date on it, but I'd say mid 80s on that stuff. That's kind of neat. Let's see, what else do we got here? Actually, here's a small one, a little 4x4. Quick little build, but fun little kind of fun little deal there. I just thought it's funny he had a truck on his shirt. Nowadays kind of reminds me of South Park. I think there's a couple episodes where the one there. Yeah, we got a bunch of those I can go through. Oh, I know. This one I really want to talk about, and then we'll get to some. This catalog here. Obviously, you can see I opened it up and watched it, looked at it a lot. 87, okay, is what it says on there. Something that always bothered me here on it is this stuff up here. Why are the gears up here? What are they doing? Why are these wheels here? Why is this space guy just sitting on the side there? And why is there a road piece with a truck inside this building or house? You know, the train going around, fine. But I was trying to decide what the heck are they trying to build here? Just the front of this catalog just really bothered me, because just the things that were just really out of place. Like all this, I get it. They're still building and stuff, and I don't care that it's multicolored. But it's like, why is that there? Why is that there? Didn't see any rhyme or reason to me, or being anything logical. But I didn't go through this one here. Again, Duplo, it introduces here Fabu Land, which seemed silly because it didn't seem too much like Legos to me. But they're more like, this kind of reminded me like Playmobil stuff. in the hospital, these townspeople. Kind of seeing some of the same sets over and over. The train stuff. Again, I had that train. Boats, Technic sets we've discussed before. The motors, that set, I always listed off of that because I saw all those parts mainly right there, those gears and pulleys. Really wanted that stuff. These t-shirt, that t-shirt would be kind of neat to have today. I'd be wearing it if I had it and thought it would fit me. And this big gray base plate would have been nice. I had a bunch of these road plates, but it would have been nice to just have one that, you know, didn't have any road stuff. And then it was kind of neat. You could buy those things. Of course, now you can go into the actual Lego stores and buy these kind of bricks for things. But again, getting in here, the pneumatics and some of these little accessories were kind of cool looking. And of course, there was the motor, $7 for that motor, and then battery box is $5.75 for that one. We got $12 and $8. Just for that motor, which I guess that was the motor kit I had, but and then other parts on the back. Again, always gravitated to this stuff, and the 70 links of this chain would have been nice to have, and all these little knuckles and these kind of things. Oh, and the tracks would have been nice to have. Didn't have any tracks or nothing, but that one obviously that one got some use. Saw some use. Oh, but I did want to say, you know, and even back then, they had, here, knockoff Legos. I mean, it almost looks, but then if you look at this car or whatever, just silly. And I hated that minifig. The legs fell off. It just, these bricks they didn't feel right. They were made out of a different plastic. And they didn't snap. I mean, they were compatible, but they didn't snap together very well. Didn't like that. Also, this is another knockoff. This was a helicopter, and I don't even know how I got this, but brick building set, and it's like an Apache helicopter. Again, it wasn't very. I didn't enjoy this one. It had this battery box thing, but it just made noise, and I didn't care. Again, these blocks, they just didn't feel right. They didn't snap together right with Legos. But they're mixed in there too. But that was kind of the other things. It's kind of along the same lines. Let's see, what other things do we have in there? Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's the. Yeah, I did have a Blacktron. Yeah, that's the one I did actually have. I got more manuals. We're not going to go through everything here, but oh, and yeah, here we go. It's kind of falling apart. And then this is the one and only castle set I had here. Didn't really enjoy it as much. It wasn't that fun of a build for me. And the pieces, it's like, other than they were gray, wasn't something I really cared about. Let's see, what other stuff do we got here? Oh, here we go. This one's going to be real small. Getting into the diecast stuff again. 1/64 scale stuff. This is, 94. That's a lot later. Probably just picked it up. But yeah, let's find through there. Example of a store display. There's a 4010. Of course, I had a real one of those on the farm, but John Deere dealer truck. Yeah, this is and then the 3010 narrow front. Of course, you have a real one, a wide front of that. Some of the same stuff here, the equipment. Kind of like that piece of tillage equipment. That looked kind of neat. There's like their precision stuff. I do have that one. I guess it's the narrow front. Wish it was the wide front actually. There's a plow you can for display purposes. Again, another remote control, but that's a wired one. Yeah, some of these other ones, pullback tractor, ones with sound. I always thought those were kind of silly. I always liked getting the tillage equipment. Okay, and actually it's being displayed, but I had almost all this. Yeah, I had that grain cart, which the auger tilts out. That planter there. I think that little disc, that baler, that wagon, that drill. I always wanted the batwing mower. That kind of seemed pretty neat. Again, I had there we go. There's the exact tractor, truck and trailer sets I have. I got 2 of those. That was great for hauling your equipment around. But construction equipment, again, I probably had some of that. Then those little sets here. Of course, I had the ones we already kind of went over this at the beginning of the video. That's kind of neat. It has that. And then this garage one would have been neat. Pedal tractor there. Like I said, I had an earlier version, and then that kind of mailbox bank. But that's kind of neat. I forgot I had. That's kind of fun to look through. Say a lot of this stuff I'll be able to do that with my son and later, and when he can understand, and that'll be more fun stuff to do. A lot of other stuff in here. What are? Oh, I see. Yeah, some of this is stuff I've drew. Just other rando stuff. Oh, stuff from college is in here too. What is this? Okay. Yeah, well, that's kind of, yeah, you know, that's probably about all I might. I have to, oh, here we go. Well, you know what? We'll end it on one thing that's, of course, kind of epitomizes my channel. The little motorcycle repair shop you build. That's what it looked like. Short build. And there you go. Motorcycle and motorcycle and bicycle fix-it shop. Kind of neat. Come with a couple little Lego motorcycles, and then a bicycle. But I really like the piece that had the motorcycle on there. So, well, anyway, I don't know. This is a random stream. I kind of experimenting here with how to present this, because I have a lot of old motorcycle magazines, and I would like to somehow go over and be able to show you some of the articles, some of the pictures, some of the things in there. And I've thought about different ways to do them in a video form, but it's just hard for me to kind of put that in there. And this way, you know, you could watch me flip through the pages live. If you're watching live, you know, you can tell me to stop on a page. Hey, I want to look at that. Or in the video, later watching archived, you could do that. But also, there's things I'd want to comment on some of the articles and things. And I think it would just be in general, I think, fun. So this worked out pretty well for me, and I hope some of you in here liked it and enjoyed it. Well, I don't really have much else, and thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, check out my website. I'm going to start scanning some of this stuff, put it up on my website. I'm updating it all the time with different information all the time. Check out the blog page. That's usually where I post most of the major updates and new things. I got some new videos coming. I have some other carburetor videos as well coming. And then I do have some toy restorations coming. So you folks that like that kind of stuff, I'm working on one right now. So I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.